This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. We begin with a continuing and developing story out of St. Croix. Major concerns in St. Croix and across the territory are growing over a recent suspension of operations at the Lime Tree Bay Refinery. The shutdown is due to a flare incident with warnings of oil affecting nearby neighborhoods, as reported by Lime Tree Bay. So far, numerous government agencies are responding, and a team from the EPA is on the ground investigating. So what else is being done to help residents and St. Croix? Our USVI News' Ali Bourne-Vanek has those details.
It's been about a day and counting since Lime Tree Bay suspended their operations due to a reported flare incident. Now, Lime Tree Bay reports that this resulted in oil droplets traveling and affecting St. Croix communities. As you can imagine, there's been an enormous amount of concern over this, and there's a lot of moving parts to the situation. So let's start with what we know so far. First, Lime Tree Bay reports that their initial investigations show that the Enfield community has been impacted by this incident, as well as industrial sites. Due to this, Lime Tree Bay has asked residents to disconnect downspouts to cisterns and not consume the water. Additionally, Lime Tree Bay is establishing water distribution to affected communities. We also know that prior to this incident, St. Croix residents have been very concerned over odors coming from the refinery for quite some time, including all of last week. As we've reported, daily life has been greatly affected, including the Department of Education closing a school. In response, numerous local government agencies, federal regulators, and the governor's office have been working together on this. Government House announced this past Sunday that investigations showed elevated levels of sulfur dioxide near the refinery. Fast forward just a few days, and this flare incident has caused Lime Tree Bay to decide to suspend their operations for now. As of now, these investigations are ongoing with hopes of an update soon. In the meantime, the community is taking action. Residents on St. Croix, as well as across the territory, are taking part in addressing this incident in a virtual town hall meeting Thursday night. It's being organized by the St. Croix Foundation for Community Development. In St. Thomas, Ali Bourne-Vanek, USVI News.
And of course, we'll continue to follow the story and bring you any updates as they become available. Well, it is the news fully vaccinated people have been waiting for. They no longer need to physically distance from others or wear a mask, both outdoors and inside in most situations. That's according to updated guidance just released from the CDC. However, the agency says that fully vaccinated people should still wear masks while on public transportation, in healthcare settings, or at a business which requires them. It is a striking move to send the country back toward pre-pandemic life. So while fully vaccinated people are now allowed to safely stop wearing masks inside in most places, the CDC says fully vaccinated people should wear their masks if they develop a COVID-19 symptoms. The CDC defines someone as being fully vaccinated if 2 weeks has passed after their second dose in a 2-dose vaccine or 2 weeks after a single-dose vaccine. Meantime, advisors to the CDC have endorsed using the Pfizer vaccine for kids ages 12 and up. The decision comes days after the FDA recommended the same, so the Pfizer vaccine is now the first COVID-19 vaccine authorized for use in younger teens. Pfizer says it's 100% effective at preventing COVID-19 in adolescents. So what do parents think, and is it really safe? Our Haley Potter set out to find those answers and catch up with parents.
She put it in and I didn't really feel it at all.
The first time we talked to a kid under the age of 16 getting their COVID-19 vaccine. Bennett Sheridan is an 8th grader who got in line to receive his vaccine just an hour after the CDC endorsed using the Pfizer vaccine for kids aged 12 and up.
Get it just so you're safe, and when you do get it, don't be scared about it.
A good day for 12 to 15-year-olds and for parents.
I'm a mom of a 12-year-old. This is an amazing day. But I think, big picture is this is about 5% of the population. We know that it's safe and effective.
Our own Dr. Becky Dawson says this is one step closer to herd immunity. Previously, the shot could only be given to people age 16 and up, but this new recommendation clears the way for pediatricians to start giving the shot to younger teens.
It's a 100% effective against preventing hospitalizations.
I talked to some kids who were very excited to roll up their sleeves.
Well, I was kind of excited because maybe I can get back to, normal.
I like it because I get to see a lot of my friends again.
These 12-year-old girls tell me it's been an anything but normal type of year in school, sports, and dance. They shared some words of encouragement to their fellow classmates about getting the shot.
Well, I think it's definitely worth it instead of getting COVID.
Things will get back to normal eventually, and it doesn't really hurt that much.
And mom Erica is on board too, being one of the first to take her kids to get the vaccine.
We have to look at the science, and so, if that helps my kids get back to regular school, regular everything, then I would like to get them there.
Health leaders say this is crucial in the fight against COVID, as now millions more Americans can get the vaccine.
This is not a super new technology. All we've done is adjusted the age group that it's been studied in. We believe the safety profile will be perfectly fine for any age group.
Haley Potter, USVI News.
Pediatricians tell us the side effects from the vaccine are rare and safety and efficacy are much more important. Here in the Virgin Islands, leaders have been honoring and remembering officers with the Virgin Islands Police Department all week. Officials in the nation's capital are honoring National Police Week as well. But the events go beyond remembering those fallen in the line of duty. Our Washington correspondent Matt Knadler takes us there.
It's been over a year since Honolulu police officers Tiffany Enriquez and Kalike Kalama were shot and killed in the line of duty. Their names among the 394 fallen officers newly etched in stone, forever remembered at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C.
This year it's more important than ever that we remember those officers that didn't have a chance to shelter in place, that stayed on duty, that responded to the calls for service.
From Hawaii to Puerto Rico and every state and territory in between, the memorial has become a solemn but celebratory sight this week. Officers and family members paying their respects, laying wreaths, writing letters to their loved ones who were more than just men and women in blue.
I was experiencing someone here yesterday whose husband fell in 2008. She comes every year because this is where she finds peace.
2020 was a historic year for law enforcement. It put the spotlight on policing in America. Officers also found themselves on the front lines of a global pandemic. Of the nearly 300 law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty last year, 182 deaths were connected to COVID.
2020 is going to go down as one of the deadliest years in the history of law enforcement.
National Police Week here in Washington isn't just about remembering those we've lost in the line of duty over the last year. It's about also taking care of those currently on the force. Inside the National Law Enforcement Museum, members of Capitol Police and D.C. Metropolitan Police are getting a different kind of hands-on training.
Make that bike a little harder to pedal.
Tips on nutrition and heart health.
We see an average life expectancy for law enforcement age 57, and a lot of these officers, they're developing disease patterns that we don't see until age 60 in civilians. And so by the time we start looking, a lot of these guys have already experienced their first heart attack. Some of them even died.
It's a way organizers are helping to protect the lives of officers off duty as they protect our lives on duty. In Washington, Matt Knadler reporting.
It's so important to never forget those fallen officers. Well, on to much more positive news now. A local company is giving back to area students. St. Thomas-based Dadley's Trucking Service donated more than 800 fully stocked book bags to students in the St. Thomas-St. John district. It's part of the company's annual outreach and give back to schools. The book packs, stocked with notebooks, loose leaf paper, pens, pencils, rulers, were delivered to the district's elementary schools and handed out to the students attending in-person classes recently. The owners of Dadley's Trucking say it is the company's mission to give back, saying it's a passion to see joy in others and see others happy. Dadley's Trucking has been in business for more than 35 years, and the owners say whenever there's a need at one of the schools, they do what they can to try to help. A fourth grade student in St. Croix gets quite the honor thanks to his artistic talent. Meet Armani Harvey. He could soon have his artwork on the Google homepage for millions to see. This after he was chosen as a winner in the Doodle for Google competition. The contest was open for kids kindergarten through 12th grade across the U.S. Challenged kids to design a Google Doodle inspired by the theme, I am strong because. Harvey's a 4th grader at Pearl Larson Elementary School. He was selected from thousands of entries this year. And take a look. Here is his winning entry. So it's now up to you to help Armani. This is where you come in. You can now vote on your favorite doodle. Voting is open until the 14th. Just go to doodle4google.com. Again, that's doodle, the number 4, google.com. Google will announce the 5 national finalists later this month, one of which will go on to become the national winner and have their doodle featured on the Google homepage for an entire day. National finalists, too, will each have a $5,000 college scholarship they will win, Google hardware, and fun Google swag. The national winner will take home a $30,000 college scholarship, and his or her school will receive a $50,000 technology package for their school or nonprofit organization. So good luck, Armani, and everybody hop online and vote for his artwork because, wow, it is great, and how would that help the community? Good luck.